All right, Leo, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's go ahead and see what November has in store for you. We have the Nine of Wands for your overall energy. Definitely like a fighting spirit. There can be something that you've been taking action on for a while that you feel like is finally, like it's a long time coming, is what I want to say with that Nine of Wands. The Justice reverse for your challenge. Well, it can be about an imbalance in your life, but it can also be about doing the right thing, which was interesting because I was getting a similar message for who was it? Was it Libra or Scorpio? One of those two, maybe. So there may be something here about needing to do the right thing or maybe needing to make something right with another person. For others of you, this can be about a relationship in your life that is imbalanced and you're needing to actually do something about it. You may be with that Nine of Wands, maybe you're standing up for yourself. Then we have the Temperance reversed for the recent past. So this would be like October. You could have felt like you bit off more than you can chew. Sorry, this music is like really loud. You might have felt like you bit off more than you can chew, or there was just too much of a good thing at some point in your life in October. It's like something that you felt like you couldn't handle. Maybe you just weren't content with your life at the time. The Three of Swords for the near future. So this would be December. So there can be a heartbreaking situation that kind of comes about a little bit. And with Pluto opposing you guys for the next 20 years, essentially, give or take, like it's definitely not going to be easy, but you will be transformed for the better at the end of this. So maybe it has something to do with your relationships. Maybe it's something to do with family, but it is a little bit of a heartbreaking situation. The Page of Cups reversed for what's in your mind. So you may be thinking about somebody who maybe has emotionally manipulated you in some way. You can be thinking about a child. You can be feeling like a victim in some regard. I don't know though, because that Nine of Wands is there, which is kind of like the wounded warrior. So this is like coming out on top. But it doesn't mean that you can't sit there and think about the times where you felt like you were a victim, because it's almost like, look how far you've come. The Lover's reverse for what's going on in your subconscious. It almost feels like you are disconnected from society or you are disconnected from people, or even if you go to a party, it's like you feel alone. You feel ostracized, or like, I don't know why I'm getting that on that Lover's reversed. So, your advice is the Nine of Cups. So, this is about doing what you love and being able to find contentment with also what you already have, essentially. Easier said than done, right? Somebody external from you that may be affecting your energy at this time. We have the Eight of Pentacles. So this can be somebody who is meeting some level of standard. Maybe they're putting some kind of effort towards your guys' connection. The Eight of Pentacles is a really great card. I mean, it's somebody who's really mastering something in their life, really putting in a hard-earned effort. And then we have your hopes and or fears. Eight of Cups reverse. Well, there's a lot of retrograde energy, especially with Mercury retrograde. You can be thinking a lot about the past, revisiting scenarios in your head. Maybe you're hoping to kind of bring something back from the past as well. What am I doing here? And the Seven of Cups for the outcome. I would be cautious of walking right back into an illusion or walking right back into confusion. Okay. Because it seems like you have some options that are available to you, but you may feel confused. You may be looking at something or someone with rose colored glasses. The theme for your reading is the Queen of Swords. This is about being logical. This is about being logical in your intent and in your communication. Okay. Let me get a little sip of water and we're going to move on. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at that Nine of Wands first. Queen of Swords. Ooh, you are not messing around. Damn, Leo, I can't lie. I love me a woman like this. The Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords, whether you're a man or a woman, okay? Your boundaries are strong, but it's not because you were born that way. Your boundaries are really strong this month because you've already rode that ride, bought the t-shirt, got the hat, you've seen it all, so to speak. And now you are making more intelligent decisions. You're communicating with intent. There may be something that you're fighting for when it comes to relationships, maybe, or when it comes to something that you're trying to build business wise. Because when I see the Queen of Swords, I really think about her like, God, why is my throat so? I don't know what is going on with that today. For me to feel that way, it's either like telling you guys you might get sick here soon. Okay, I don't want to like fear mongering, not like cancer or something like that, but what a weird feeling. You may get sick, um, or you may feel like your throat chakra is blocked a little bit, like you can't say something that you want to say. You may be keeping things to yourself. What is the guidance for this? The Three of Cups. This is Mercury energy. So I would speak up. It may be asking you to stand up for a friend. It may be asking you to build a community, get in touch with some social interaction between you and other people. Okay, for some reason, it's saying that. God, what a weird feeling that was. That was really strange. We have the Justice reverse for your challenges. There's something open ended. There's something open ended that you're really needing to make a serious decision on. What is the open ended thing that we're needing to? The Magician, this can be around your intention. So for some of you, it's like you maybe had an intent to write a book, and it's like, oh, well, I'm just undecided. No, you're not. Just do it. The thing that you have to complete, it is a priority or should be a priority because it has to do with your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities and your personal power as a human being. And you actually needing to not just sit there and like manifest all day, right? Or think about what you want to do, but actually do it. Actually do it. Because it's like nobody's gonna pick up the laptop for you, or nobody's gonna pick up the pen for you, or nobody's gonna do it for you. It's like you have to decide to do this, and it will bring some kind of realignment back into your life. Interesting. So we have the Temperance reversed and the Page of Cups reversed. This is for what occurred in October. So this is the past position. I think what's interesting about this is that you have the Page of Cups reversed in your mind. So you are thinking about the past. Now, what can the Temperance reverse be? Well, like I said, it can be too much of a good thing. It can be where it feels like there's something that just feels impossible to create, especially regarding love, creativity, things like that. That can be the Page of Cups. So you could have felt like maybe you didn't have enough time for love or creativity. Maybe you felt like you were being manipulated by another person, maybe you felt like a victim in some scenario. So I see you focused on that in your mind in November. So let's see. There's better days. Is that kind of feel like what you're doing. So for some of you, you could have a plan to move forward with some kind of creative endeavor, or maybe you were holding back from that before. This can also be like if something didn't work out romantically, you're like, you know what? You're thinking about just moving on, opening yourself up again to love or to create a vision. What's the guidance for that? The King of Pentacles reversed. There's something that you may be needing to ground into reality. So again, there can be something. Oh my God, what is going on with your reading? Like, got a hair on my lip. I'm gagging. Um, so once again, you remember we were talking about this, where it's saying like, don't just sit around and manifest all day or think about what it is that you want to do. Like, you have to do it. There's something that you have to build. There's something that you have to build a foundation for. You're needing to maybe put money into it. Not a financial advice. I'm just telling you about certain scenarios. For others of you, you are in direct connection with somebody who drains the crap out of you, who absolutely drains you. Okay. And it's maybe asking you, hey, like, keep your options open. You know what I'm saying? Or if you guys are doing that, like, don't. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends. But I feel like it's somebody else that has drained your energy. You have the Three of Swords for the near future, the Justice reversed. What is it about, though, that Justice reversed? The Judgment. Some of you are going through a legal battle. Okay. Some of you have been on like this, like back and forth about whether or not you should put something into legal motion, you know, um, or again, it's about really needing to make the decision, make the judgment call to do something that's going to bring balance back into your life, but it doesn't feel like it's working out because it's like, well, if the justice is reversed and the judgment is clarifying it, the justice reverses an imbalance or an indecision around what? Judgment, a decision around something from the past. And it may feel like something comes back into your life or it really doesn't. And either way, it's kind of equally as heartbreaking. What's the guidance? The Eight of Swords. You can, like, you may find yourself in another loop or getting stuck on something again where you're like snagging your sweater on the past and it's just unraveling, you know. um and so I think you guys need to be incredibly careful, Leo, of doing that this month. And we can all kind of do that. We can all snag our sweater a little bit on the door handle or whatever and unravel a bit with all these retrogrades, especially Mercury retrograde. So you really need to be cautious with that. And especially because Mercury is going to be conjunct Mars, and this can lead to some very explosive conversations, or, sometimes this can be where we're finding ourselves to be more assertive than usual as well in communication. And there can be some conversations where it feels like things are kind of breaking down, but it's not meant to torture you or punish you. It's meant to get you to have clarity, to sometimes assert your own personal power, to move, to make a move. The Lover is reversed for what's going on in your subconscious. Again, it feels like you're disconnected. It's almost this energy of like, well, nobody really has appreciation for what I have to offer anyway, or I just really don't get along with people. But remember, your guidance is the Three of Cups for your energy, which is about socializing. Like, guess what? You're just not going to get along with everybody, or not everybody is going to smell what you're stepping in. Not everybody is going to buy into your idea or whatever inspires you. And that's okay. If if everybody agreed with everything that you said, or enjoyed, I would assume that you're a people pleaser, because you know, how can you possibly just be that relatable to every single person? It's like that must mean that you're not being like 100% authentic, and none of us are 100% authentic, let's be honest, certainly including myself, okay? But there's something about that. Like, it's okay to not be liked, or it's okay to have a disagreement. It's okay to not be on the same page with somebody. But we have to look at that like that is a challenge that is giving us an opportunity to challenge our own thinking, to double down on who we say we are or what we believe or whatever the case is. And so I feel like that's what it's asking for you as well. What am I doing here? Your advice is the Nine of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Strength reversed. Hmm. For some reason, I'm getting expansion on this. I'm getting a little bit of an expansion energy on this. Like, again, I think that there does need to be more of a focus on what makes you content, what makes you happy on an individual level. Absolutely. But I also don't want you to get so content that you decide to just not make any moves, because you lack confidence. And that's what our brains can do sometimes, is we can just not grow because our mind is fearful of the success. It's more afraid of the success than it is the failure, because once we have some kind of level of success, our brain, uh we're like, well, now we have to maintain that level of success, right? And so just staying complacent or content with where we're at can kind of be a bit of a tricky energy. So I feel like it's telling you to be confident enough to maybe explore your options, engage in a little bit of delusion or fantasy. Honestly, delusion got me further than realism ever really did, to be honest. Back when I was like totally delusional, I think we can all be a little bit delusional, right? But back when I was like extra delusional, I was delusional until it worked. I was delusional until I actually blew up to a point. And I ended up making so much money from that delusion. So don't be afraid to do that, you know. I think you'll be surprised. So somebody external from you is the Eight of Pentacles and the Temperance. What is this person's role or intent in Leo's life? The King of Swords reversed. Give me one more on their intent here with Leo. Five of Pentacles reversed. I feel like this is a very supportive person. I don't think that you and this person are on speaking terms right now with that King of Swords reversed. This is somebody who's really focused on their peace of mind. They're minding their P's and Q's. They're going about their business. They're putting a lot of effort into whatever it is that they're working on. They're mastering something. But again, there's a lot of balance and peace of mind in regards to this person. They're kind of going with the flow of things. And I don't think this is somebody that you're talking to. Their intent with you is the Five of Pentacles reverse. So again, I don't think that this is someone you're talking to. I think this is somebody that wants to talk to you. Your hopes and or fears. We have the Eight of Cups reversed and the Sun reversed. It's like you are afraid to fully move on from something because again, you are associating that level of comfort with peace or with safety. But that's what it is. It's just safe, you know, or you think that it is because it's what you know. But just because we know it, just because we are familiar with it, doesn't always mean that it is safe. I think that you keep attaching yourself to something from the past because it's what you know ish. It's what you know. And I really think that um, you guys are kind of, you keep going back there mentally. And we already saw that with that Page of Cups reversed. You guys keep going back. You guys keep going back there mentally um, and thinking that's going to bring some ray of sunshine, you know, maybe temporarily in your head. Um, but it's not true happiness. It's just a level of comfort, in my opinion. What's the guidance for this? The Four of Pentacles reverse. Let it go, you know. Let it go. It's asking me to pull one more. I feel like it's asking me to pull one more. The Emperor. It almost feels like you keep giving your power away to other people. Like you keep like how do I explain this? You keep thinking that somebody else or something from the past is going to be the thing that makes you you or the thing that gives you that sense of inspiration again, like this person or whatever it is, when it's not. It's like you keep taking these chances on these people, places, things from the past. It's like sometimes that has a place, right? But not in this instance. I think that you guys are needing to take a chance on you and your own sense of personal power. The Emperor is literally your guidance, and it's about detaching from, I don't want to say like totally detach from your emotions, but detach from the emotions that are influencing you to not get your shit together. And this woman in Taurus is asking us to get our shit together, like honestly. Okay, which is on the 5th. And you're a fixed sign, so you're gonna feel it, you know, and you're gonna feel that new moon in Scorpio too, baby. Don't get it twisted. Let's see what that Seven of Cups is. The Lover's reverse. This is what's in your subconscious. Tell me more about this. The Knight of Swords reverse. What's the guidance? Seven of Wands. Don't do that. Um, for some of you, you have a lot of options in love, but you're not really truly connected to anyone. And you may be allowing other people to stomp all over you, or you're just following everybody else's lead when that's not the guidance. The guidance is you needing to take the lead. And the theme for the reading is speaking your mind. Hello, Mars conjunct Mercury in November. Mars opposite Uranus today when I'm freaking recording this. So the Seven of Wands, again, this can be where we need to maintain some level of success, but this is also where we say no, you know, where we, in a way, this is where we say, nope, this is what I'm doing. This is the success that I've had up until this point, and I'm not going anywhere. This can be where you have people who are jealous of you, hating on you, and it's asking you not to just go with it. It's asking you to maintain your stance on something. Speak up behind that. The Five of Wands reversed. You may be surprised that when you actually stand up for yourself and say something, that you actually do come out on top. You and your loved ones are safe. Air. And one last move. You have come far on your journey. Keep going, and you will soon see what you have accomplished. Wow. So there's something here about protection. You know, I'm thinking about Jupiter and Cancer as well right now, but there's something here about protection with that you and your loved ones are safe. And you may be concerned about you and like your family, or you and people that you love, or even being able to feel connected to people that you actually feel safe with. I think that if you keep an open mind a little bit, to the connections that you want to be able to socialize, communicate, et cetera, you will find these people or this group or whatever it may be. But there's one last push that you need. What is the last push? The Empress. Speaking of pushing, some of y'all about to get pregnant or get somebody pregnant. Okay. Or maybe you guys are at the end of your pregnancy. For others of you, this is more creative, because that one last move, I'm thinking about that Nine of Wands, which is here. The Nine of Wands is right before the Ten of Wands, which is the last one, the one last push to completion. I heard speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. And the Empress is like saying, you have an idea, you have a manifestation, you have to birth it, you have to create it now. You have to do this. Put your feelings aside that are influencing you in a negative way and do this. You got to trust me. I love you. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you will like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my website at www.violettaalexis.com. If you would like to book a scheduled session with me, that's where you'll see when I'm available, where you can either book ahead of time, you can do so at tipsy.com/Violetta Alexis. All of that information can be found in the description box below or in the pinned comment in the chat. Thanks a lot, you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great mid-October.